We've got some brand new video coming in right now on the massive search effort for Malaysia Flight 370. Went all night long, and that search zone in the southern Indian Ocean, so remote. Here's how the Australian Prime Minister described it overnight: the most inaccessible spot that you can imagine on the face of the earth.
That says a lot right there. 5 planes and a growing number of ships in that icy stretch of ocean halfway to Antarctica. The worry now is that the images seen in these satellite pictures are now several days old, and if that is debris, it could have sunk. Let's get right to David Curley with the very latest overnight. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Robin. The planes are in the air, as you mentioned, at this hour over a much smaller search area south of this in the Indian Ocean, but still no sign of any wreckage. And more planes are rushing there right now. But should they have been there days earlier because the Malaysians delayed the release of that important satellite data? So far, no radar pings, so air crews are looking by eye for any debris on the rough South Indian Ocean. Those pictures from a satellite of possible debris taken 5 days ago? Nothing found. Could it have sunk by now? Worrisome questions, especially now that we have learned that days may have been wasted in the search. The Malaysians were told they may be searching in the wrong place more than a week ago. We know that because of the data from the satellite that recorded those 6 pings from the jet. It showed that the jet kept moving all 7.5 hours it was in the air, and the company concluded that off Australia was the best place to look. Just 4 days after the disappearance, the data was given to the Malaysians, suggesting those 2 massive arcs for searching, but also with the conclusion that all indications pointed to off Australia as the likely spot to find the plane. The Malaysians only shared the news of the arcs 3 days later.
The Prime Minister was briefed on the satellite information at 8 a.m. Saturday the 15th of March.
And it was 2 more days before Malaysia officially asked the U.S. and Australia to search the South Indian Ocean, a 5-day delay, while resources were used elsewhere.
It's just such an egregious slip-up. It should have been released and have people start looking in those areas and quit wasting their time and efforts in areas where you knew the airplane couldn't be.
The problem? Debris drifts up to 120 to 150 miles a day. And now, 2 weeks after a possible crash, much of it could be gone, sunk, making finding any remains on the bottom of the ocean more difficult. And don't forget, those black box pinger batteries may only last another 2 weeks. Now, the Malaysians plan to talk to the Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel today. They'll be asking for hydrophones that can be dropped on the surface of the ocean to listen for those pingers. We'll see what happens, George.